into the windup. And the 0-2 pitch. That's hit high and deep to left field. It is treetop tall and over the wall. A solo home run for Darren Shepherd. His third of the year gives the Bears the lead at 2-1.
You're listening to The John Morris Show.
Lefty's ready. Here's the 1-1. Ground ball, and it is through into left field, base hit. Langford is home to score, and the Bears have a 3-1 lead. There's where the drawn-in infield hurts the opponent.
Now here's your host, John Morris.
Mark Smith, Tom Barfield with the calls, courtesy of the Baylor IMG Sports Network. Baylor takes 1 of 3 on the road at Kansas State over the weekend. Now back home, big week coming up. Texas State tomorrow night, on the road at Texas State Wednesday, and then home for the Kansas Jayhawks, Big 12 series that begins on Friday. Talk about all that. Welcome in Adam Revelette from Baylor Baseball. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well, J-Mo. How are you?
I'm doing good. Appreciate it. Are you? Folks will know you're a University of Kentucky grad. Are you over the national championship loss, or does that still sting?
Well, I was until you brought it up.
Well, I'm sorry to bring it up. Yeah, I know that's a thorn in your side.
It's a 2-week process.
Just 2 weeks? That's it?
It was a heck of a run by those guys, and there are a lot of parallels that you see from coaching college baseball and I think with developing and coaching in college basketball.
Yeah.
And most of that is obviously dealing with 18 to 21, 22-year-olds and the growing pains. But just to have the Cats in that game and making that run with all those freshmen at the forefront, you can take parts of that away as a coach, too. And it was obviously fun to watch. It just came up a little bit short.
Yep, pretty amazing with all those freshmen to get there. And you got to go to the championship game, being up in Arlington. That had to have been fun for you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great place to watch a game. Unfortunately, our seat, I don't know if there's a seat in that house, actually, where you wouldn't just look up at Jerry's TV there. It's the biggest thing I've ever seen. So, when you're getting frustrated towards the end of that game because the TV is changing the camera angles up on you, and you can't watch the game that's going on right underneath it. It's kind of interesting, but it's a first world problem for sure.
It is the world's best replay monitor, though, right? No doubt about that.
Yeah, no question. Absolutely. It's a work of art. It really is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, back from Manhattan, ran into K-State, lost the first 2 games, but behind Daniel Castano, got a win in Game 3. And let's mention Daniel named the Big 12 Newcomer of the Week today, which is a great honor for him, and he did a great job to get that win on Saturday.
Yeah, he sure did. And, going into that weekend, obviously, with Austin Stone being out, you feel good about Brad Kuntz and Dylan Newman, and you're not sure about Sunday on the mound, of course, with what you're going to get out of Daniel in his first conference start. He's been throwing the ball really well since he got here and stepped on campus, basically, and we've obviously got big plans for him in the future and big expectations, but you never quite know what you're going to get out of him, a freshman, when you run out of there, and it's on national television, and it's the best offense in the Big 12, and it's on the road, and you've got all these other circumstances going on, but he did just a fantastic job of stepping up for us and competing and throwing one pitch at a time, did a really good job moving his fastball around, and the accolades are deserving, and there are many more to come for him.
Yeah, that's great. What's his makeup? He seems really mature for a true freshman.
He really is. It's really funny to watch him pitch because on the days that he pitches, he's amped up, he's hooked up, and he's all that good. He's a competitor, and he's a little more even keel on the days that he doesn't pitch, obviously. And, I'm a former pitcher. I know exactly how he feels, especially as a freshman in his first experience with college baseball. But, yeah, he's the guy that in between the innings, he'll tell you how the other team can't hit him, and he's not coming out of the game and doing all this stuff. He's just an ultra competitor and a bulldog for sure, and the makeup is fantastic. So he's not scared to step up and back it up.
That's big. And you guys got some timely hits, especially on Saturday, to get that win 3-1.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, the offense has been a lot better than it was. And throughout the course of a season, once you start off slow, it's the overall stats in terms of how the season is going for a team are just not going to get up very good. So if we're at 220 or whatever we were as a team a couple weeks ago, and we have a few good weeks in a row, we might not even be at 230. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We're doing a much better job swinging at the right pitches, getting ahead in counts, doing better with fastball and just approach and just willingness to swing earlier in the counts, have fastballs in the strike zone, seeing breaking pitches up, doing all that. And obviously none of that changes when you have runners on. You just typically see more fastballs out of the zone and more chase stuff with the off speed. But they're competing well, and, Sunday we get out there and we got freshmen at third and first and catcher, and obviously Daniel on the mound and Shepard out in left field. So it's a learning process. It's a growing process, and obviously there's some pains in it, but it's good to have those boys compete well like they have been and have that rewarded with a dub.
Yeah, really good point with all those freshmen in the starting lineup. Texas kind of come back to the pack a little bit. I mean, there's a lot of baseball yet to be played in the Big 12 in the regular season.
Yeah, no question. It's a marathon for sure. And we just talked as a coaching staff just a couple minutes ago about how it's all still out in front of us. And you may look at the losing record or the conference standings and stuff like that, where we're at now. But with the schedule strength that we have and the RPI standing that we're in, if we win some games here down the stretch, we're going to be just fine in terms of an NCAA appearance and a run in the conference tournament and all that good stuff that, you hope to attain. It's just unfortunate to have that skid, kind of that season skid that everybody gets on right as soon as, that second, third week in conference steps in, because we're obviously playing so well going into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a big week, full week. You got 5 games coming up, Texas State home and away, and then Kansas coming in this weekend.
Yeah. We're going to get to see a lot of arms coming out of the bullpen. It's a really good opportunity for those guys that might not have been able to pitch as much as they would have liked the past few weeks. Obviously, we talked about the strength of our team being the starting pitching, even with Stone out, and you have Castano step up and Newman and Coots on the weekend, and then you've got one midweek game there, and it's tough to get everybody innings and keep them fresh. I played for a coach in pro ball that he'd like to get you out there every few days. He said you get stale, you know what I mean? There's only so many bullpens you can throw and, flat grounds in the outfield and stuff like that. So in terms of getting those guys appearances and some reps, that's going to be really valuable for us coming down the stretch, because we're going to be able to lean on some of the guys that you're going to see pitching in the next couple of days, with Drew Tolson starting tomorrow and Sean Spicer on a Wednesday, and the guys that are coming in behind them as well. And obviously offensively, you might see a couple tweaks with the lineup. We're doing it to get some reps and get some guys healthy and back to 100% and see what we got. So it's going to be a good test, and we're glad to be home for sure. And Texas State will be tough, and Kansas not any different. They're again in the RPI with the Big 12. They're pretty strong as well, but we'll do it one game at a time and one pitch at a time, like always.
Very good. It's a good plan. Rev, thanks very much. Appreciate your time today.
Hey, you betcha. Have a good day.
All right, see you out there tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you.
Adam Revelette with us, assistant baseball coach for the Bears, back in action tomorrow night at home hosting Texas State, 6:30 first pitch, on the road at Texas State on Wednesday. And Jason, help me, is that a 6:30 game also on Wednesday?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 6:30 on the road in San Marcos on Wednesday, then home hosting Kansas, a 3-game series this weekend, Friday night, Saturday afternoon, and Sunday afternoon for the Bears and the KU Jayhawks in Big 12 play.